Hello and welcome. This is this week's Sunday show, and as you know, if you've been watching my shows, each week I connect to someone just truly amazing in the spirit world. And this week I have somebody very interesting who's been through before but has some wisdom to impart with us today, and that is St. John the Baptist. And he's standing by the side of me and he's saying to me that he wishes for the world to become a better place. He says that he understands that the intricacies and the dilemmas that people have in their lives, and certainly he understands friction in sort of people's lives. But he says that he wishes that there could be harmony in the world and that people could walk on the earth plane in a more secure way, because he's watching all the atrocities that are taking place, and he's particularly making reference to Sri Lanka and the bombings that took place in the Catholic churches there. And he says that if he was alive today, he would be certainly trying to make a difference in the world and trying to encourage people to understand that God is for many. God is for all. He doesn't exclude one God over another. He doesn't say that I'm now Allah and now I'm God and now I'm Buddha or now I'm somebody else. He is one God, and one God for all of mankind and everything that is living. And this is what he's saying. He says that if only people could understand that, if only people could understand this truth, because he says it is a truth. He's also talking about when he was alive on the earth plane as St. John the Baptist, and how his dear friend and cousin, he's talking about Mother Mary and Jesus, actually, of his relationships with those two people. And he's saying to me that Jesus always understood St. John the Baptist's role in his life. And he always acknowledged the good work that I did for him, he says. And he's saying that Mother Mary also encouraged myself and Jesus to do as much good work as we possibly could in the world and to spread the word. And I took it upon myself very early on, because I soon realised that Jesus was somebody very special in our world, and that he wasn't somebody to compete with or to outdo. It was somebody that I needed to support, somebody that I loved very much because he was very dear to my heart. But he's saying to me that he made it his business to support him in all the work that he did. And many of the occasions where he did sermons and talks to gatherings of people that wished to listen, he said that he walked alongside him and also agreed with everything that he said. And there were also times where he would talk alongside Jesus at the same event that they had sort of organised and set up. But he says now he looks at our world, and out of what we did all those years ago, there is a religion. And he says that there are many religions in your world, and each religion seeks to prove that they are the one, they are the truth, they are the one that can only be listened to, or they are the one that is the passport to God. And he says to me, it's rather strange, isn't it, that when you think of people on the earth plane and they make a decision as to what the truth is, and they believe that decision, but there is no evidence, no sort of absolute convincing aspect to their belief. And he says that he hopes that by his connection to myself, Gail, he hopes that his connection to me is going to become stronger and stronger as he speaks more regularly to many people. And he he still sees his role as paving the way and helping me in my work, but also paving the way for Jesus, Mother Mary, and God to speak, because he sees himself as a servant to these people. And he says that he never wishes to let mankind down. He never wishes to usurp mankind or upset mankind or give them an untruth. He only wishes to come with truths. And his truths, and he makes me go like this with the cross, his truth is Jesus did walk on the earth. He did have a strong connection to God, where he spoke to God on a daily basis about his life. And he did preach the words of God. And God has spoken through Jesus. And Jesus now wishes to speak. And he says that he wishes to step aside and allow Jesus to come forward. And I'm just being made aware of Jesus. And he's saying to me, I had to come forward in this conversation that St. John the Baptist was having. I had to put my point across. And he's saying to me, if I hadn't have put my point across, it wouldn't have had the, he's saying it wouldn't have had the power and the emphasis that St. John the Baptist was saying. And so Jesus is saying to me that he wishes people to understand that although he has passed and he's in the spirit world, he says that my role, he says, alongside my dear friends, is to come back to the earth plane and speak to many, to give people the words of God, continue to give people the words of God. And I have chosen, along with all of my friends, dear Gail, to speak these words. And I come with these words with truth, because once I have given myself a task, I follow it through. And he says he wishes to give his first words from God. He has spoken to God, and God says, let there be love in the world. Let there be light in the world. Let people rejoice that they know that there is only one God. Let people believe that in the essence of God there is love that flows everywhere in the world. He says, I come with this truth, and I come to support my dear friend, St. John the Baptist. I thank you for listening, and thank you. So that's great. St. John the Baptist and Jesus has spoken. If you like these videos and want to be notified of any more that I'm doing, just press the little bell and the subscribe button. And the bell makes sure that you get notified and that you're up to speed with everything that I'm doing. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Bye-bye.